Hey Google, restart video.
Hey everyone, Scott Innes, voice actor, Hollywood actor, movie star. Don't believe all that. I'm a legend in my own mind. Hey, you know me better as the voice of some of the most popular cartoon characters in the world. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, Scrappy-Dappy-Doo, Puppy Power, Blank and Shaggy too. Hey, you've got the Sullivan Project podcast. It's coming at you right now.
Hey Google, stop. Hey Google, turn your volume to 50%. What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Sullivan Project podcast. I'm your host, Harold Sullivan. Hey Google, turn your volume to 50%. Hey Google, what's your volume on?
The volume is currently set to 50%.
It didn't even beep. But anyway, welcome to the podcast. We got the intro by Scott Innes, Scooby-Doo voice actor, amongst other voices he does. And soon I'm hoping to have a new intro. I'm working on a song. And if you want to check out previous songs, I just got a new one produced and released on YouTube and TikTok and Facebook. And you can check out other episodes of the Sullivan Project podcast on YouTube and TikTok under Harold Sullivan 78. And then on Facebook, Harold Sullivan, period 35. You can email the show, hs19782015 at outlook.com. And you can call 724-513-1472 if you want to be a guest, audio or video. And we talk about metaphysical, supernatural, spiritual, paranormal, and that's just part of it. And then movies, sports, entertainment, TV, art, music, just everything. Just a podcast for everyone about everything. And we like to say everyone has a story and you can't judge a book by its cover. So if you got stuff you just want to get out, or just messages, whatever, just come on. Or if you want me to relay stuff for you, leave a message with your, confession, quote unquote. Because your pain is your strength and not your weakness. And it helps to talk and just to get out stuff. Let other people know, that they can make it through it. Let them know they're not alone. How would people know, that they're not the only one? People feel so alone because people don't speak up. So that's pretty much what our message is. And we're all projects, and we're not done yet, so we're not completed, Projects are never really completed anyway, if you think about it as an artist. If you paint or you do other things, movies, you always are like, man, I could have did that, or I could have did that, or man, I'm not done yet. Maybe I could do this better or that. Yeah. Unfortunately, usually there's a time limit on things, so you have to get things done, or you just get impatient and you're like, okay, I'm done. So we're going to talk about some supernatural again now, and then we're going to talk about I got some movie reviews here, and see Supernatural season 15. I've reviewed season 1 before. I'm kind of doing them in different orders, not going straight through, depending on how I can order them and how I can find them. I've been blind 3 years, in case y'all haven't tuned in before, and I was born with an autoimmune disease. So I wasn't expected to make it long. I'm 45, and I'm still going, though, you know what I mean? By grace of God, whoever you want to call it, source, whatever you believe in, because all is one, in my opinion. So just believe in you, if anything. You don't have to be a part of a group. Why does there have to be labels? Group? Why does this person have to be right and wrong? Prove me right or wrong, I remain strong. These are little Sullyisms I've been writing. Go check out my Facebook for more of those. So, yeah, we're going to talk about Supernatural here. And then some other movie reviews. Coolest movie guys. So I'm just trying to think of odd topics that you wouldn't find anywhere else, right? Hey Google, what did I want you to remember?
Here's what you told me. First, Julie Newman. Second, Godfather 2 and 3, Sudden Death, Incredible Hulk.
Hey Google, stop. Okay, let's do some movie reviews first. Also, I want to mention, I did a podcast recently about cross-dressers in movies and TV, or cross-dressing, I should say. And Julie knew it's called.
Notification from Outlook.
Oh yeah.
New. Uber Eats.
Oh,
Today's agenda.
Uber
Save
Eats keeps
50%
sending me
off
some things to my
$20
computer.
plus. Max $20 off. Fire stay warm and save
Yeah,
on
right.
delivery.
$20 off. Ridiculous.
Actions.
That costs at
Plug
least
in one
30 or more
window.
dollars, even if you do Uber. I've been trying them because the other ones are rip-offs. Uh, you know what I mean? Uh, so I've tried Uber now. They seem to be a little bit more reasonable because they'll go anywhere. You just got to pay. The other ones will only go within a certain amount of miles. You know what I mean? I don't want stuff that's real close. I can get that. But anyway, yeah, Jolie Newmar, something like that. Who? It's a movie. But anyway, it was had cross dressing involved, and it actually had John Leguizamo, Wesley Snipes, and I think Patrick Swayze. So I don't think I mentioned that one before, but go check that out in the previous episode. Cross dressing in movies. And now we're going to talk about, see here, Dark Side of Reality TV has, or Dark Side of the Dark Side, basically, series. They've done Dark Side of Wrestling in the 90s. I'm not sure if they did any other decades yet. I'd be interested in the 80s, though, because that's when I was young, when I was a kid, anyways. Uh, but they've done Dark Side of uh, reality TV now. And I mentioned a couple episodes before. And this last one here they just did was the Surreal Life. Uh, they did Surreal Life. I'm not sure if I even mentioned the other ones, but yeah, I did because it was Kid Nation. And I think they're on, how many they're on now? Joe Millionaire, Kid Nation. And they're on episode 4. And Swan. So, yeah, Surreal Life was basically Big Brother, but they put celebrities together, which was a great idea. I've always thought that would have been a good idea. If they do it for real, though, not just like 10 days. And they actually don't give them, because they do give them a couple things they can have. But do it for real, like a Survivor. I think they've already done Celebrity Survivor. But Surreal Life was great. I mean, you had everybody from Corey Feldman, China. Little Vern Troyer was peeing in the corner drunk one time. Spoiler. Uh, who else was on there? My dog, Vanilla Ice, Rob Van Winkle. I think they did at least 4 or 5 seasons or more. And now it's back and they've done a couple more. So go check out The Surreal Life. Also, I reviewed the Godfather movie, and then I just checked out part 2 and 3. And people say it's one of the best trilogies or whatever. I wouldn't even put it up in there. I've done a bracket before of best trilogies. Go check that out. Uh, but part 2 and 3, I couldn't even finish 3. I'm gonna tell you, 2 was just boring. Up until about an hour was left, then I figured out kind of what was going on. They weren't. The book basically is part 1 and some of part 2. Okay, but in the book, because I listened to the audio version first, The Godfather, and the making of The Godfather, uh, leave the God and take the cannoli, which take the cannoli was an improvised line, just like the bada bing, whatever the one guy says about shooting. Were you trying to shoot it? He said bada bing, and blows brains out. But a lot of it's so cool. Like check out the making of The Godfather and The Godfather. I do recommend the first Godfather. Bang, unbelievable. Second one was just boring. Third one, spoilers. There's parts where there's family kissing, but I believe that to be incest of its cousin. I mean, they're related. And I just could after that I was done, and that was only a couple minutes into it, 15, 20. So I couldn't even do the rest of it. And I don't know how people say the second Godfather is good. As good, if not better, than the first one. Whenever they mention good sequels, no way, no, no, no. I can't even. No, the second, third one are just nothing. You know what I mean? They're what the first one, what they thought the first one would be like the company, because they didn't want to even do the Godfather. They kept fighting for Coppola, Francis Ford Coppola, the whole way, even with the cast and all that. Well, the second and third one, they must have got more push and they ruined them. But now, I wouldn't even. Yeah, if I could do ratings on maybe part 2 would be a 6.5. I think I gave the first one an 8, which was high for me, and I wouldn't even rate the third Godfather. So, hey Google, what did I want you to remember?
Here's what you told me. First, Julie Newman. Second, Godfather 2 and 3 Sudden Death Incredible Hulk returns quantum psychology, quantum physics.
Hey, Google,
for dummies.
stop. Okay, Sudden Death, a movie with Van Damme at the Pittsburgh Penguin game between the Chicago Blackhawks and the Penguins, Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals. A lot of people don't know about this movie. It's really good and it's underrated. I'd probably give it about a 7. There's some cheesy effects at the end with the helicopter crashing. There's a couple other points I want to mention. They got a guy playing Yarmir Yager, but he doesn't have a mullet. You just see the name on the back of the jersey when he's skating. So why not go through that extra, detail? Unless there was a reason why they could use the name and not the likeness, maybe, which is silly. And then there's a couple other things like there's a scene where both goalies have the same number, which is a mistake. It has to be something like that. But it's a good movie. Van Damme is like a guy who works in the arena security, making sure everything is safe, uh, like a fire hazard guy. I don't know what it's called, fire or something. You can hear construction been going on outside for weeks and months. It seems like, my gosh, they just milked we live by a library here, and they put in the parking lot next door, and now they're cleaning the library, and I don't know what else they're doing. They're just doing stuff out here. But it seems like they're always doing stuff, but nothing is ever done with the government. You ever notice that? Nothing is ever done, but they're always doing stuff. Oh my gosh. And I got to hear that beep, 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 beep with all the equipment. And they've been out there, I kid you not, 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, and I thought there was a law against that. So, but yeah, sudden death. He's like a fire marshal. I think that's what it's called. And these guys plant bombs all over the whole place. Spoilers a little bit. And they take the vice president who's there hostage up in the box. And Van Damme's the only one that knows at the beginning anyway. So it's very cool. And then Luke Robitaille, the actual Pittsburgh Penguin. There's a couple of actual Pittsburgh Penguins that they meet, but I don't get it why they. And they brought Mike Lang and Paul Steigerwald, the actual voices of the Penguins on TV, but they put it on. They made it like it was on ESPN Hockey Night, which it's not, because Mike Lang and Paul Steigerwald were Pittsburgh local, but they did it on TV nationally for the Penguins though. So. But you got to hear them call, and they cut in with scenes on the ice. It was just, I liked it. And I'd probably give that a 7. I mean, I'm tough on movies. And then we got The Incredible Hulk Returns, the TV movie with Bill Bixby, which I'm actually in the middle of the second one, the Trial of the Incredible Hulk. And there was a third one, Death, I think, of the Incredible Hulk. It followed the TV series. But Return of the Incredible Hulk has Thor, which is pretty cool. It was like they were trying to start the Avengers. People don't know that, spoiler. The second one has Daredevil in it. It was the Hulk doesn't get credit, doesn't get the movies he deserves. The Ragnarok one was good, but Thor was in it. And I want a good Hulk standalone. Edward Norton was decent. I liked him. He was more like Bill Bixby. They kind of continued that on. But he doesn't ever he's always fighting a big monster that he ended up creating. Like, give a good story, like The Return of the Incredible Hulk. This dude finds him, Blake is his name, who ran into Banner years ago. He wants to know why Banner's pretending to be dead. Banner's working on a new gamma laser thing to reverse his mutation, because he's always trying to fix it in the TV show. He doesn't get it that he helps people. He thinks he hurts somebody, kills people. So, but Blake has found Thor's hammer on an archaeological whatever thing in a cave somewhere anyway, on an expedition. And he brought it, and he summons Thor, and of course Thor and Hulk fight and destroy the machine, and they go from there. But Thor doesn't fly or anything, and he keeps saying Odin a lot. But a cool thing, he does mention that Odin has only one eye, so in that version he has one eye, Odin. And this guy summons Thor by calling his hammer. As his hammer, he calls him with the hammer.
Widgets has finished loading.
So, and I'd give that probably a 7, that review of that movie. And then I got a couple books, I'm just going to call them Quantum Psychology and Quantum Physics for Beginners. 2 books, audio books. They're available in print. I got one more quantum book. I've listened to 4 or 5. Quantum Physics, Quantum Mechanics. And I've done a couple of podcasts on time travel, so I'm going to do another part 3 soon with a mixture of all the time travel stuff I've talked about together. Hey Google, what did I want you to remember?
Here's what you told me. First, Julie Newman.
Hey
Second,
Google, delete the
Godfather.
first one.
Done.
This is
It's
how I take
forgotten.
notes. Thank God for technology. I can listen to audiobooks. I can't really move my hands and stuff much anymore, being disabled. Uh, they got worse the older I've gotten. All my cartilage is dried up. I've had so many surgeries and stuff, but like I said, I'm still going. I got nose in my itch right now. Good God. Hey Google, what did I want you to remember?
Here's what you told me. First, Godfather 2 and 3 Sudden Death Incredible Hulk returns quantum psychology quantum physics for dummies.
Hey Google, delete the first one.
Done. It's forgotten.
Hey Google, what did I want you to remember?
Here's what you told me. First, Dark Side of Reality TV Seth Green Woolly Mammoth Dreams Stopped by Marijuana.
Okay.
Second, Dear Mama by
Hey
Mother
Google,
Lisa.
stop. I'm working on some lyrics to some songs too here. Okay, so we've got Seth Green. Okay, now he was in Buffy, and people have known him for a lot of movies, and the voice of uh, Family Guy of the boy Chris. But uh, Dean Winchester was originally written for a Seth Green type from a supernatural Dean Winchester. So there's an interesting unknown fact. And then Jensen just came in and auditioned and blew it away and just totally changed it. But so imagine Seth Green and then somebody else. Like who the heck would have been Sam? And I know that Dean and Sam, the two actors, went in to read like for opposite parts. And even Cat, the dude that played Cass, went in to read for a demon and ended up playing an angel. So isn't that something? And then Woolly Mammoth now, in that book I just did an audio review of Alaska's Mysterious Triangle. They talked about how scientists have found a woolly mammoth frozen, right? And they're taking DNA just like Jurassic Park for real, and they're going to breed it with an elephant and create a new woolly mammoth. So I don't know if they've done that yet, but check that out if they have. And then I just heard this fact out that marijuana suppresses dreams, which it doesn't do that for me, unless I've just learned how to turn it back on. Because I didn't remember dreams. I didn't for a while, for a few years maybe, but since I lost my sight, my dreams have just been nuts. I've been astral projecting. I used to say astro because I didn't know if it was astral projection, but I've been doing that. Just all kinds of stuff. My psychic has just kicked in off the chart, and I've been kind of journaling that through this podcast a little. If you got psychic stuff going on too, let me know. I mean, because even if it's just something little, just think about it. If there's 2 or 3 things that happen together, your body senses, then that's more of a chance that you're experiencing an event. Now, if you just think you just hear or whatever, see whatever, something, but if you feel too, you got to count the senses. Your body will tell you. Your body is a compass. Your body is a lie detector test. It's a radar. It's got all these things in it, sonar, all that. You can close your eyes and find your way to some place. Seriously, try it. You know. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, so we did that. Woolly Mammoth dream suppression. Yeah. So if you don't dream and you smoke weed, that might be why, and that means you're not getting that good REM sleep that you need. So maybe you want to think about that a little bit because you go crazy. You might, have bad things happen from not sleeping, especially over a long period of time. So it doesn't affect me that way. Uh, like I said, because mine are not crazy, but it did. And I heard that a few times, or I heard it from someone that didn't really know, and then I researched it and found out they've tested people, and it could be possible. It could also cause high pressure, cause people to throw up too if you smoke marijuana for a long time. Nobody tells you none of that, you know what I mean? Till you end up blind or whatever. Not saying that that's what caused mine, because every doctor I ever went to, I always told them, hey, I do marijuana, I have a card, I smoke it, and they said that has nothing to do with losing sight or whatever. So okay, but with anything, if you have stuff wrong and you have other things that contribute to it, right? Think about yourself. You only get one vessel in this life. So we got all that down on that side. We're gonna do some movie brackets here. First off, I'm gonna mention TV shows and movies They almost made it as TV shows. Okay, we'll just say that. I got 5 so far. If you guys can think of any, I want y'all to let me know. All right. Uh, we got Friday, which turned into a cartoon. A couple episodes can be found on YouTube still, I believe. The one with Chris Tucker and Ice Cube, of course, and another one with Chris Tucker, Rush Hour, which actually had a pilot episode or two at least, which was terrible. I mean, the young dude who played the Chris Tucker character was kind of funny. And he seems like somebody that's been on TV and he'll probably do okay, but that show was not good. Then we have Zombieland, which they tried to have people replace the characters, which wasn't very good. Amazon did that. And I checked out the pilot of that like a year or two, a couple of years back, maybe before I lost my sight. I can't remember. Time has no meaning to me anymore, you know. Have you ever seen the clock in over 3 years? And you just have to ask machines what time it is and stuff like that, and the weather. But I'm grateful for that, you know what I mean? I still want to be here no matter what. I've had a lot of pain, suffering, not too much love, but you know what? Love is a choice, and so is the hate. And I learned, spirits told me to be unconditional, and I'll get my reward isn't here, you know. But I want to enjoy what I can here and feel as much love and help people, you know, any way I can. And you don't have to be rich to help people. It don't cost nothing to heal. Shoot. Uh, so we got Friday, we got Rush Hour, Zombieland, Tremors. Kevin Bacon actually did. So I don't know what happened to that. Why it didn't work. But Kevin Bacon was in a couple of Tremors movies about these big giant snakes things underground, these sluggy things. And they did pilots. They did a couple of episodes for that, but I don't know what happened to it. I think that was Amazon or Netflix as well. And then we had Clerks, which same thing. You can find like a pilot episode for that. And it actually had a couple people that were pretty well known. The dude from Half Baked, Jim Crooker, I forget what his name is. He's been in a few movies now. He was actually playing one of the lead characters in Clerks, so you can find those out. And then of course we're doing the brackets with the best poop, fight, dance, kiss, and New York scenes. Okay, and for the kiss, I just have Spider-Man. The kiss of Spider-Man, where Mary Jane pulls up the mask, and then for the fight scene, I've added another one. So I have the fight scene in the alleyway, and They Live, and then I have a fight scene in Sudden Death with Van Damme fighting a penguin. That's all I'm going to say about that one. Then I got 2 poop scenes. I think, no, 3. 3 poop scenes. Best poop scene: Dumb and Dumber, Jurassic Park. What is it? Dumb and Dumber, Jurassic Park. I might have to get to my notes. Ziggy, what are my stickies?
Your last note was Rowena
Ziggy.
kidnapped Flower.
Ziggy, what are my
Is that the
stickies?
one you want to delete?
Ziggy, what are my stickies?
I found 10 notes.
This thing doesn't work half the
First
time.
note, Rowena Michael kidnapped Flower, bad luck. Second note, Supernatural Rowena Dean sings. Third note, Supernatural Zombies Ghost Famous Possession Soul Bald Vampire Girls Werewolf.
Jeez,
And
Lord.
fourth note, Supernatural Zombies Ghost Famous Possession Soul Bald Vampire Girls Werewolves.
Okay.
Would you like to hear the next 4?
Yes.
Fifth note, Gold member Dumb and Dumber Jurassic Park Jason takes Manhattan
Okay.
Ghostbusters. Sixth note, American Wedding Dance Spider-Man.
Ziggy, stop. Okay. And then we got the other one was Gold Member, the poop scene where he's on the toilet, fat bastard. And then we got the end of Ghostbusters where Winston says, "I love New York." This is for best New York scene. And Jason takes Manhattan when he walks out in the hockey mask and just looks around and he's in New York. Uh, and then that's for best New York, those 2. And then we have best poop fight. Best dance right now is like an American Wedding or Stifler in the gay bar dancing, which is hilarious. They have like a dance off. So those are for best scenes there. And then I'm going to do movie Cool Guys. Or maybe I should do Supernatural reviews and then do the movie Cool Guys. Okay, so for Supernatural, I'm just doing, I'm talking about the first half of season 15, and then I'll review the whole season, which is about 20 episodes. It was the last season, it was 2020, right? The pandemic started. So they really couldn't do what they did, but they did. The season's so good. I mean, it's partially good because if you've checked out all the other episodes up to it, you know what I mean. But by itself, it's good too. Uh, but there was more they wanted to do, and they could have did. But it's cool how they're bringing back people from previous seasons, kind of tying up some stories from previous seasons, changing things a little bit. And this is 15th season, 327 episodes. But one of the best shows, if not best, in my opinion, ever on TV for that many. But so we're gonna do the first couple episodes here, 10 episodes. Like there was 20. Most of the seasons had at least 20. I think all of them did, maybe 21, 22 or more. But again, they had to kind of most of it they had to shoot with only a couple of people, which yeah. Uh, and that was only a few 4 years ago, and now they tried to do a spinoff, got one season and it failed. So shows you how good the show was. So we're going to do the episodes here. I can mention them forward or backward. See the beginning of it. We got ghosts, we got ghouls, zombies that they end up turning into ghosts, and then we got famous possession, like famous people that were ghosts and killed. They're possessing people, right? And then we got a soul ball that they end up creating because, quote unquote, they want to kill God. I think that's what the plot is to do that anyways. But they actually bring God into the show. His name was Chuck though, when he's in a human body. And so they want to make this soul ball there. They figure they could get all those energies that he let out of hell. He let the gates of hell loose. God did. So all them monsters came up and the bodies, which created zombies. And then Sam and Dean and a few of the crew turned them into ghosts, and then had to figure out a way to get the ghosts. So they wanted to create a soul ball to make energy, like create all this energy in the ball. So and then they're going to try to use that as a weapon against Chuck. Ziggy, what are my stickies?
Your last note was Rowena Michael
Ziggy,
kidnapped.
what are my stickies?
I found 10 notes.
That was the first
First
4
note,
episodes.
Rowena Michael kidnapped. Flower bad luck. Second note, supernatural Rowena Dean sings. Third note, supernatural zombies ghost famous possession soul bald vampire girls werewolf. And fourth note, supernatural
Ziggy, stop.
zombies.
So then there's some vampires attacking some girls. Again, they're bringing back past like monsters. Then there's werewolves. So it's a family, and they blame one and they think it's another. But so you got werewolves. Then later on, you got somebody breaks into where Rowena, and she's passed on now. The witch. She's one of my favorite characters. She's redhead, got this accent. Uh, Somebody breaks in there to get her magic spells and books and all her stuff, and so they have to deal with some witches now. And then Dean sings in a bar, which I didn't know Jensen Ackles could sing. So go check out music for him. He sings "Good Old Boys" Dukes of Hazzard song with a buddy. He runs into a buddy who used to help him hunt. He's in the bar. He owns the bar now. His buddy does, and it's kind of like what Dean always wanted to do: retire, have a bar, hang out, just be a regular dude. So, and of course, it doesn't turn out well. Uh, Ziggy, what are my stickies?
Your last note was Rowena Michael kidnapped.
Ziggy,
bad luck.
what are my stickies? Ziggy, what are my stickies?
I found 10 notes.
Okay.
First note, Rowena Michael kidnapped. Flower bad luck. Second note, supernatural Rowena Dean sings.
Ziggy, stop. Okay. Ziggy, what are my stickies?
Your last note was Rowena Michael kidnapped. Flower bad luck.
Ziggy, stop. Okay, so Rowena, they run into Rowena in hell now because they're going there because they want to get the Archangel Michael to help them figure out how to put God in a cage if they can't kill God. And so it's all complicated. No spoilers here a little bit. Anyways, they're going looking for him, and then we got Michael's in there and Archangel, and then we got who the heck is kidnapped? Somebody gets kidnapped. The brothers do. I think I don't know. Ziggy, what are my stickies?
Your last note was Rowena Michael kidnapped. Flower bad luck. Is that the one you want to delete?
Yes.
Okay, I've deleted that.
Oh yeah, Sam was kidnapped by Chuck, and then Dean has to go look for a flower because if they make this potion, they can make God weak, and he has to go to hell to get it. Oh, it's just complicated. So he goes with Castiel, the angel that's been helping them for a few years. All right. And then, Jesus, I forget what it said. It's pretty complicated, but we're getting up to the first half of the season there. You know what I mean? Uh, Chuck, Dean, and Soul Ball, and Archangel Michael Flowers, and there's some more werewolves in there. Come back. That's a Fight Club kind of deal. Comes in there. They bring back the one dude, Garth, which I've had on the podcast before, who played Garth in Supernatural. Ziggy, what are my stickies?
Your last note was Supernatural Rowena Dean sings. Is that the one you want to delete?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not asking you to
deleted
delete that. It's just technology. We're going to get to the cool guys in movies now. Ziggy, delete sticky.
Your last note was Supernatural Zombies Ghost Famous Possession Soul Ball Vampire Girls Werewolf. Is that the one you want to delete?
Yes.
Okay.
If I
I've
missed one or
deleted that.
two of them, you can hear the Ziggy what it said. Ziggy, what are my stickies?
Your last note was Supernatural Zombies Ghost Famous Possession Soul Ball Vampire Girls Werewolves. Is that the one you want to delete?
Yes.
Okay, I've deleted that.
Ziggy, what are my stickies?
Your last note was Gold Member Dumb and Dumber Jurassic Park Jason Takes Manhattan Ghostbusters. Is that the one you want to delete?
Yes.
Okay, I've deleted that.
Ziggy, what are my stickies?
Your last note was American Wedding Dance Spider-Man Kiss Penguin Fight They Live Fight. Is that the one you want to delete?
Yes.
Okay, I've deleted that.
Ziggy, what are my stickies?
Your last note was Cool Movie Guys Andy Dufresne. Is that the one you want to delete?
Yes.
Okay, I've deleted that.
Okay, so we got Andy Dufresne from Shawshank Redemption. I mean, that guy had to crawl through crap to get out of there. 27 years he dug it. Just think about that. I'm going to mention some other ones here. We got Andy Dufresne. You got Samuel L. Jackson pretty much in anything, but think about Shaft he was in, and then Lakeview Terrace. Think about that. Kevin Bacon, he's just a cool guy. I mean, in the movies I'm talking about, just on screen. And people can mention a lot of people say they're cool, but I'm just thinking of particular ones, Kevin Bacon, uh, Hollow Man, Flatliners, he was kind of cool, you know. Uh, Even in that X-Men movie where he played the villain, he's just good at playing the villain. When he plays a cool guy, like a regular guy, it's just not on, you know. Ziggy, what are my stickies?
Your last note was Ash Williams, Godfather, Ian Malcolm, Malcolm Reynolds, Travolta, Face Off.
Ziggy, stop. Okay, we're gonna Ash Williams, Bruce Campbell, Ashley Williams from the Evil Dead trilogy. Bruce Campbell, again, you can say he's pretty much cool in most of his stuff, but there's just something about the character Ash. All right, and then we got John Travolta from Face Off, the movie Face Off, and again John Travolta. eh, I think I like it when he's a villain, but he's cool in a lot of movies too. And then we got who else here? Ian Malcolm from Jurassic Park, the character by Jeff Goldblum. That dude's just a cool. And Jeff Goldblum, like in The Fly, he's kind of twisted and cool. But I'd say Ian Malcolm, and then Malcolm Reynolds, and that's the character from Firefly Serenity, played by Nathan Fillion. That dude's just cool too. He's a captain on the spaceship. Ziggy, what are my stickies?
Your last note was Ash Williams, Godfather, Ian Malcolm, Malcolm Reynolds, Travolta, Face Off. Is that the one you want to delete?
Yes.
Okay, I've deleted that.
And then The Godfather, Don Corleone, or Don Corleone, however you want to say it. And that's Marlon Brando, of course. He's just cool. Ziggy, what are my stickies?
Your last note was Shazam, Shaft, Star-Lord, Jaws, Captain Kevin Bacon, Van Damme.
Ziggy, stop. We got Van Damme, and I'm particularly thinking about him in Sudden Death. If you watch that movie, it's a family movie. Jean-Claude Van Damme was a cool guy, a cool movie guy. And then who else here? We got Shazam, Zach Levy, I think. He's just cool in that movie Shazam, where he's a boy with superpowers, but he's like in the man's body. Like and it's cool how I don't know, Shazam is just cool in my opinion. And then the boat captain on Jaws, like I don't know his name, I don't want to ask the computer, but that guy is just cool, right? Ziggy, what are my stickies?
Your last note was Shazam Shaft Star-Lord Jaws Captain Kevin Bacon Van Damme. Is that the one you want to delete?
Yes.
Okay.
And
I
Star-Lord,
deleted
Chris, I think it's his name, Chris, Chris, there's so many Chris's in Hollywood, it'll come to me. But him, Star-Lord, he's cool in Jurassic Park 2, the new Jurassic Park trilogy. Uh, Chris Pratt. But Star-Lord, the kid, he's just cool, on screen, I think. Ziggy, what are my stickies?
You want me to delete the sticky TV shows Clark's Friday, Trevor's Rush Hour, Zombieland, right?
Yes. So that's it
Okay,
for
I've deleted
right
that.
now. But yeah, love each other. And just if you can do something for someone, even just looking at someone, don't look down when you're walking by. Open the door, help someone. Someone's a little bit change short on someone. You hear it. Be nice. You know what I mean? And whatever you can. Love's a choice, and so's to hate.